One.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Hello,
I'm ready.
everybody.
I'm ready.
Welcome to the Gamers Tavern. Come in, sit down, and grab a drink as we talk about anything from conspiracy theories to unsolved mysteries. So, guys, how are we today?
Tired.
Tired and fucking hating college.
Wow, who knew? College.
Well, if I didn't have to go to my first drill with my reserve unit, I'd be alright right now, but I'm stressing.
Whose fault is that?
The Marine Corps.
And whose fault it is it for signing up?
Well, technically I'm not obligated, but I still like being a Marine. Thank you very much. Fuck you. Eat my ass.
I feel like you are kind of obligated. You
No,
did
'cause
sign your life away.
No, I didn't get my bonus, so I'm technically not obligated. If I would have got my
Go home.
$15,000 bonus, I can go sign myself out, but I'm not going to do that because I actually like the guys there. And the unit actually works really well. So, we'll see how next drill goes.
Just go AWOL. What's the worst that can happen?
That's not how that works. It's not like active duty, you go AWOL. And then you get arrested. No. Reserves, if you just don't show up, they'll just kick you out.
Just do that. Then you won't have to complain anymore.
Exactly.
Problem solved.
Possible benefits. Yeah, let me go.
You already said they don't have any benefits.
There's some benefits.
Like what? Back pain?
Well, let's say if I do 3 years, right, that's added on to government federal work, meaning if I decide to get a federal job when I graduate college, I'll already have 7 years in the federal status. See my point? In case me do reserves for 3 years means I've already worked 7 years for the federal government, and if I get federal job, all I got to do is work 13 years, and then I can retire.
13 years?
Yeah.
What, do they have a pension?
Yeah. Well,
what's the pension?
Not for the reserves, but for a federal job, a federal government job, there has to be some sort of pension for working.
Yeah, but if you're only working 20 years, I feel like that's not a whole lot.
No, but it's the retirement age, but we'll see. There is
40 is the retirement age?
Well, for a federal job. If you work 20 years in the same job and don't switch jobs or work in some federal capacity, you'll have some type of pension. I don't know. I'll do my more research, but other than that, I have to worry about English and a stupid professor that's up my ass.
Huh.
And I'm not really good at English, as we already know.
We can tell.
Fuck you.
Yeah, you have a favorite word. We're not allowed to use that word.
Fuck you, eat my ass, fuck you.
Those are allowed.
Yeah.
Pussy ass bitch, motherfucker, God's cock sucking motherfucking ass bitch.
Yep, still allowed.
Yeah, it's still allowed.
We're very lenient here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
There's just so many certain words that you're not allowed to say.
The expensive words.
I can't say Nickelodeon. What can I say? Nickelodeon?
No, you can say that.
Oh. I mean, it's a brand.
We just might get copyrighted now. That's fine.
Yeah, which is way worse, actually.
Nah, that's fine.
I don't think we'll get copyrighted for saying Nickelodeon. That's like saying Taylor Swift, and then she's gonna come down with a cease and desist.
It just all of a sudden, like a freaking airplane comes down.
Yeah. But
I was summoned.
You know where I went to during my drill?
Taylor Swift's house?
Wow.
No. The state of Indiana.
Why?
To an abandoned, insane/mental asylum called.
Why?
Well, because they closed down that area in 2005 and then reopened it up as a Muscatatuk Urban Training Center, MUTC. I probably butchered that name. But the mental institution was opened in 1920s and lasted until 2005. Until we did some more research on our bus ride back to Ohio, that we found out that there was a lot of dark shit there. I should have just done that for one of my creepy stories.
Honestly,
I don't know why I did that.
asylums, they are fucked up.
Oh yeah, no, especially from the 1920s up
Yeah,
till
no,
like the
genuinely,
90s. Yeah, fuck
like
shit.
I saw there was like a horror game that I think it's on Steam. I don't remember the name of it, but they did research on what happens inside like the asylums back in the day, and they put it
Yeah,
into a video game. It is
it's
so
mentally
disturbing.
yeah.
Game is called
This
Spooky Men.
this certain installation had a history of sexual abuse, sexual assault, rape, patient abuse, restraint use for no reason, poor food, like terrible like food nutritions for the patients, poor clothing, um, just series of abuse towards the patients,
Yeah.
testing on patients, involuntary testing I should add.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucked shit behind that place.
Yeah. No,
And a
like
lot of the buildings that are still standing there were built in 1939, so you could probably take a guess what's in
be-
it.
because I always said this like if ghosts do exist, I always believe that they mainly haunt like asylums.
Wait,
Yeah,
Because
Aaron,
what's up?
what's explain that game again?
I don't remember the name of the game, but it was like a former patient going through like reliving like her painful memories in an asylum.
uh,
Hold on. If you give me a minute, I can find a name.
Well, I'm trying to look for it now. I'm just trying to figure out like how to search for it. So
but
what's the premise of the game?
I don't know.
You like just go from room, just like reliving like memories, like her like painful
Yeah,
memories.
yeah, I'm good. Which a lot of those
Okay.
buildings were built in '39. Which, if you guys didn't know,
Oh,
some of the
okay. All right,
construction
Zach.
materials back then
All right,
were
I found it.
asbestos and
Zach,
lead paint.
look up the town of Light.
Town of
Town
what?
of Light.
Did you guys hear
Okay.
what I said though?
What's up?
I said those buildings were built in '39, which means a lot of those buildings probably have asbestos and lead paint in it.
Yeah,
So, if I have health issues, I blame the government.
yeah, yeah. Like
But
asylums are genuinely fucked up.
they are. Oh, I know. Yeah.
It is on Steam.
Yeah.
But yeah. So got to go
Also,
do
did
some
you know
training
that
there.
hippos can outrun a human?
Actually, I think I heard that before.
I'm pretty
It's an
sure.
Apple
Yeah.
fact.
They're what, like a 10-ton animal, roughly, or
I
2 ton,
don't
I
know.
should say. I don't know. Big thing, bigger than a human. I definitely think it can outrun a human.
Let's see.
Even some smaller things.
Between 3,000 and 8,000 pounds.
Okay, so anywhere between 3 to 8 tons. Got it.
Yeah, no, like
So a giant car with teeth.
Yeah, that can kill you with one chop. Got it. I'm good.
mhm.
I'm staying away from
Who
hippos.
said they even
Fuck
have to
hippos.
bite you? They can just step on you.
Not too. But they like to bite too. But shall we get this started? Well, actually, no,
Let's
Zach,
see.
you go ahead first. Go.
Actually, before that,
With what?
I was about to say, like, do you guys know what was like the common like treatment and like asylums?
Lobotomies was a really common one.
Yeah,
I was about to say
Yeah,
depends on time period, because depending
that
on time
too.
period would determine what type of treatment would it be.
yeah,
Like
like
torture was another one to.
yeah, no,
They thought
because
if they could beat the insanity out of you, that you'd be fine.
yeah, no, like they actually showed it in that game, like actually in detail. But like I
Ooh.
remember like on like one of the ways they like treat the patients was like literally just like putting like a metal like pole like pike in like the eye and then just
Yeah,
hitting it
lobotomy.
with a hammer.
Yep. Lobotomy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get past
Another really
lobotomy
common one
first.
was
Oh boy.
shot therapy. I'm pretty sure that's actually
Yeah.
still used.
I don't
Not
think
to
so.
the
I mean, maybe not to like the legal purposes.
yeah, not to the point where they did it, where they would put fucking God only knows how many volts of electricity through your body and shock the fuck out of you until you got it right.
Actually, electroconvulsive therapy, or ECT, is still used today as a treatment for certain mental health conditions,
Okay.
often being used in very short, sudden bursts of electricity in order to fry parts of the brain that cause mental disability, or rewire parts of the brain in order to prevent risk for psychological harm, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, fear, panic, and other negative outcomes.
So they probably didn't do short bursts back then. They probably did long bursts and high voltage of electricity.
Yeah.
So I know they would.
Yeah, which is why they now do like short, sudden jolts, kind of
I know they
like
would
same as
do
like a
a lot
pinprick.
of research therapy of testing untested drugs to see if it'd work. And
Yeah, they
sometimes
did
it
that
leave
too.
them in a worse state than they were. So
Sometimes.
and they would also get raped. For some odd reason, people thought it was a good idea to rape people with mental illness.
Well, unfortunately, when you leave people in charge of the helpless, some of them take advantage.
Which is fucked up because they actually need help, not being taken advantage.
Yeah,
Fucking people.
but some people only see an opportunity. Disgusting as it is,
Yep.
we're all human.
Dark side of history. But alright, how's your week? Hurry up, go.
My week? Oh, I went and saw a house.
Oh, really?
How much?
How
Are
much?
you gonna buy it full out or are you gonna
No.
No.
It was bad.
Oh, how bad are we talking?
So, I knew someone that knew the previous owner, and he said, "Oh yeah, he kept really good care of it."
No, you didn't.
As it turns out, he he did
Oh.
until he died.
Oh.
After he died, his kids took care of it, and they didn't really keep up with the maintenance. So when the roof started leaking, it started doing a bunch of water damage, and instead of fixing the water damage, they just slapped a new roof on it and called it good. Yeah, so now there's mold like everywhere. So if I were to buy it, I'd pretty much have to gut the whole thing, reseal the basement, probably replace the roof, because the boards underneath are probably rotted.
That's just
Because all they did was throw a metal roof on top of it.
I wouldn't buy that. I'd just back out of that as soon as you can.
Yeah, no, that's way too much money to sink into.
Yep.
All I did was view it. They want 80,000 for it, but even if I talked them down to 50, I'd still need to put at least 50,000 into it.
Yeah, so $100,000 total. Yeah, no.
Yeah, but I am looking at a house that's over 100,000, but it needs nothing.
And if you can't talk them down to 50, you're roughly looking at anywhere between like $130,000 to $140,000 plus taxes. So
no, 130.
Yeah, but you also got to think of the taxes for the repairs, so all the materials you got to buy, cost of labor, and all that shit. It's gonna skyrocket.
Labor would have been free. I would have just done it myself.
Okay, well, you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but I am looking at a different one, but it needs nothing. I can actually send it to you really quick.
Yeah, no, it's just all of a sudden like in like the fine print. Oh yeah, oh yeah. By the way, this place is haunted.
Dude, I'll live in a haunted house. That'd be cool.
Chronicles of Zach's Haunted House. Part 1.
Yeah, you know, like I just love like those people that sell like the houses. They just don't like disclose that they were like murders. That murders that happened there.
I mean,
some states it's not required.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Pennsylvania is one of them.
Yeah, there are some states that you do not need to disclose it unless you are asked. If they ask, "Oh yeah, has anyone died in this house?" then you have to tell them. But if they never ask, you don't have to tell them.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me.
So Zach, are you gonna ask that?
I might.
But looked at some houses. Nice, nice. Work going good, or is it a pain in the ass?
You know, like
You tell me.
Probably a pain in the ass.
Well, I'm losing 2 coworkers to medical leave.
Well, one, the other one's just faking it.
Well, the one we thought was, now he actually needs it.
Hmm. Fair enough.
Because he got into an accident.
Sure he did. We'll see.
Oh no, I saw the photos. It's bad.
Damn it.
Needless to say, had he not been smart, he would have lost his arm.
Oh, that would have been funny.
That's kind of fucked up to
No.
say.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. Calm down.
Jesus.
Lord have mercy.
Anyways, moving on. Look at that house I sent you. I sent it in the chat.
Do I have to?
Yes, I want your opinions on it. And, if things go well, if things go well, I can
Ooh.
invite you guys over for a housewarming party.
How? It's not even an acre.
No,
Yikes.
I mean,
land itself is pretty hard to get nowadays. I mean, the house I sit on, it's less than it's actually smaller than the lot this sits on, but I still have plenty of room to do whatever I need to do.
Are those barns included?
Yep.
Well, that's not bad.
honestly,
Barn and the garage.
honestly, this is
Nice
actually
little
a pretty good
garage.
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to see if there's a basement. I'd be definitely looking more into that before anything.
Yeah.
No, it's just a crawl space.
Just crawl space.
Yeah,
Let's see.
which I plan on going into, but the house was built in '96, so
Let's see.
I
I will
don't
say,
think there's gonna be too much wrong with it.
let's see. I will say, like the overall bathroom, it does look a little bit small, but
Mm.
Dude, you should see my bathroom. It is smaller than this.
oh my god.
Yeah,
But,
literally, my bathroom is just big enough to stand, sit on the toilet, stand back up, turn left, look at my shower, and then turn right, and then wash my hands.
Oh, there's a creek nearby.
Yep.
Yeah, it's around back.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
But yeah,
Honestly,
this house is huge compared to mine.
yeah, that's pretty big.
yeah. Like I know this is way too far in advance, but do you have any plans for like the bonds?
Storage.
Huh?
Do you have any
Plans
plans
for the
like
barns,
to
he was asking.
for like the bonds? Like, I gotta turn it into something. I gotta use it for
Oh,
storage.
well, for the one's a garage, so I plan on using that for what it's actually, a garage.
Intended.
The attached workshop that's on the garage, I might use it for a little side gig I'm trying to start.
Mm-hmm.
But for the shed off to the side, I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do with it, but it's probably just going to end up being like storage. Somewhere to put a lawnmower and whatnot. But I do plan on getting maybe 1 or 2 tons of gravel and redoing that driveway just because I don't know how old the driveway is.
Nah,
And
fine.
I'd like a gravel driveway.
Slap a sticker on it and say it's fine. It's good. Problem solved.
Nah. Plus,
Yes.
I kind of want to expand the driveway a little bit because, it's not bad. It's just a little small. So I was thinking about just getting like 1 or 2 tons of gravel, just throwing it down, making the driveway a little bit bigger.
Fair enough.
But for the most part, it looks pretty nice.
Oh yeah.
Did you also notice that there's a bridge?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a small little creek that runs off the side pond,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a little tiny bridge over the top of it,
Nice.
which it might need some updating. I don't know how old the bridge is,
Yeah.
but it's a bridge. I'm not going to need to have it hold up 25 tons.
Yeah. But Aaron,
What's up?
how was your week?
It was just okay. Really, nothing
Yes.
new.
Fair enough. So we now.
But Zach, I'll definitely say I would probably recommend probably like looking into buying it.
But
Well, I'm going to view it first.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go buying it right away.
Yeah. Honestly.
No. You always want to get
look
get a
through.
viewing, see how everything is for yourself,
Oh,
then get an inspection, have a professional come in and check everything out and go, okay, this needs fixed, or yeah, you're good to go.
yeah.
Listen, Zach, if I don't mind asking, like, is there a reason why you're looking to buy a new house?
Yeah, this one needs more work than what I want to do for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Plus, I want something a little bit bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel that.
Plus, my girlfriend and I want to live together. So,
Oh.
Mm,
yeah.
but shall we do my unsolved mysteries?
Hey, who cares? I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
I'm gonna go to sleep then.
No!
Okay, bye
No!
bye.
Alright.
Alright. So, the first one, of course, knowing me, being a Marine, it has to do with something with the military or a
Leons!
ship. No, no. USS Cyclops. Ever heard of it?
Nope.
I
It,
feel like
it, it,
Zach might
it, it's just a code word for the red for the red color
have.
of a
Uh-huh.
crayon.
Funny. So it was launched in 1910. Uh, the USS Cyclops was a true titan of its time. Over 540 feet long, steel-plated, armed with the strength to carry 10,000 tons of cargo. It belonged to the Proteus. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes, but I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Proteus class collars, so they're meant to carry like ore from like coal would be something they could carry, and different types of metal ores they could carry. It was uh, it was mainly built to transport coal across the globe to fuel America's rapidly expanding navy at the time. Which, if you didn't know, by this time, the U.S. Navy was still using coal to power a lot of their ships.
Wimps.
Alright.
They didn't do diesel yet. It was only until after 1918 they started doing this.
Yeah.
But by
Could have
1918,
done better.
God, no. God.
by 1918, the Cyclops had been reassigned. Its new mission was to haul manganese ore, a key metal used to harden steel. And in the middle of World War One, steel meant war power. With her deep belly filled with ore and a crew of roughly 309 souls, the Cyclops left Rio de Janeiro in February of 1918 bound for Baltimore, Maryland. Mind you, she's made trips of these before and had no issue, but before making the final leg of her journey, she did have to stop in Barbados for a routine supply and a quick inspection, and reports from the stop said everything appeared normal. But on March, but as the ship sailed forth on March 4th, 1918, USS Cyclops left Barbados and sailed into the Atlantic, where she was never seen again. Last time she was seen was leaving Barbados. And here's the weird fact. Mind you, 540 feet long, that's a big boat, right?
No.
Not a boat, it's a ship.
Okay, fuck
Yeah.
you. Okay, it's
Yeah.
a big ship. It's a big ship. Plus, there's 309 people, so if it did sink, you'd think there would be some type of survivor. Well, here's the creepy part. No radio messages, no calls for help, no signals at all. When the ship failed to arrive in Baltimore, the Navy launched one of the largest search operations in history. Days turned into weeks, still nothing. The Navy finally reported said the final Navy report said it plainly. The disappearance of this ship has never been satisfactorily explained. But there were some theories behind the disappearance and whispers of even mutiny, right? So, some points to the ship's design flaws. The Cyclops had structural weakness known to flex and crack under pressure when fully loaded. Mind you, she was carrying over 10,000 tons of magnesium ore. Wouldn't be out of the question. Uh,
20
so,
million
so
pounds.
10,000. I said 10,000.
I was about to
10
say
10,000 tons.
Yeah, of magnesium ore.
Yeah, a ton is 2,000 pounds. 10,000 times
Yeah.
2,000 is 20 million.
Yeah, well, she was carrying
Nerd.
it out. Yeah, fucking nerd. Get this guy.
No,
But,
I'm the finance daddy.
okay. But some theorize maybe she was overwhelmed by her own weight from carrying all the ore. Then there's the captain, Captain George Worley, German born, known for bizarre behavior and not exactly loved by his crew. At the height of World War I paranoia, some whispered of sabotage or even treason. It's possible chance that he could have handed the ship over to the Germans during World War One. Not confirmed. But the Navy found no evidence of it, so probably not the case. But of course, this happens within the region now famous for strange disappearances, known as the Bermuda Triangle. Cyclops
Dun dun dun.
Of course.
Cyclops is traveling through the same stretch of ocean later linked to dozens of vanishing planes and ships. So
So they traveled to Atlantis.
it's possible. We don't know. But then there's her sister. So
Is she hot?
funny.
She's dead.
So she had two sister ships, right? The USS Proteus and the USS Nereus. Disappeared nearly identical conditions, also in the Atlantic, also carrying heavy ore, also without a trace. Three ships, same class, same cargo, same fate. Now the odds are just kind of, kind of weird. They're all carrying heavy loads of cargo in the same area, and they all disappear without a trace. Kind of creepy, right? In the end,
Yeah.
we're still left with questions and ghosts. 309 people vanished on the USS Cyclops, the largest non-combat loss of the US Navy in history. No wreckage has ever been found, no definite answer has ever surfaced, just silent and deep, endless water. And hell, for all we know, maybe the ocean keeps its secrets for a reason, and we just will never know what happens until, well, decides to pop up one day and be like, hey, I'm right here. This is what happened. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. In my
Well,
personal opinion.
Probably
to
not.
be fair, I know. In the last episode, we were talking about like that plane that like showed up.
Oh, MH373 or oh no, the plane that came back like 20 years later.
Yeah.
With skeletons.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what do you guys think? Do you think it
So,
just appeared? Do you think it just sank under its own weight? Do you think maybe the fucking captain had some type of involvement in it? Like,
Well, was
what
the
the fuck?
captain ever in charge of those other voyages? Because you said that it made trips like that with no issue.
Yeah, he was
Which, don't get
captain.
me wrong, I'm not saying everything lasts forever, but
yeah.
I mean,
was he also in charge of those trips?
if I remember correctly, yes, he was. He was in charge of the ship even at the start of World War One, because around that time there wasn't really much of captains being put to different ships around that time because, well, World War One's happening, right? That'd be a down failure on the U.S. Navy because then you have a new captain come on board, new regulations, new ways of training. Like it would take weeks before the crew was set up to the captain's standard, right? But yes, he was on the ship multiple times during multiple of these voyages.
Let's see. Let's see. What could have happened possibly was like every other voyage. He was probably perfectly fine. Like a little bit paranoid and all that,
Hmm.
but it wasn't like going off the deep end. See what I did there?
Funny.
Har, har,
Well, his crew
har.
also didn't really like him either because of his
Well, no, he's
bizarre
German.
behavior, and
He
that
was the enemy.
he was indeed. He was born in Germany and then came to the United States and joined the U.S. Navy. So they definitely did not like him. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't put the stretch of a mutiny out of the question.
Yeah,
But at the same time, if there was a mutiny, the ship would have been found, and things are still not adding up.
to be fair, a ship that big, okay, don't be wrong, I know like ships and all that, they they
Hmm.
sink and all that, but there's at least
Yes,
some kind of warning.
like wreckage,
Yeah,
even debris.
at least literally
Yeah,
anything. And you said there was no wreckages,
nothing.
nothing.
No debris, no wreckage was ever found from the vessel. And the U.S. Navy launched one of the largest search operations in its history for the biggest non-combat loss of life,
Yeah,
trying to find some type of evidence of where it went, what happened to it. But there was nothing.
to be fair, I won't go off of the basic theory that it just sank just due to its weight, but that
That too.
doesn't feel right with me at the same time.
Yeah, because there would have been some type of debris. So,
Yeah,
not
that's
unless it crumbled upon its own weight during a storm. Mind you, in the Atlantic, when a storm happens, it's very violent,
hmm
especially towards the ship, and especially towards when there's high swells, right? Swells meaning waves, right? So I wouldn't put the thought of it collapsing under its own weight because, especially in a storm, that's a lot more bending, friction on the hull structure of the ship. So it's possible it could have sunk during a storm, and then the storm just swallowed all the debris whole without it, staying afloat.
yeah.
Possibility. But we're not sure because U.S. Navy never found a piece of debris or any sign of wreckage or any sign of life, any sign of even a message in a bottle, for example. U.S. Navy hasn't found it.
Like,
But I will say there is still people searching for it, but I don't think it's ever going to pop up anytime soon.
I mean, hey,
I
you
think he was
missed
bribed.
bribed.
Who, the captain?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you say that?
Well, he was
What-
German born. How do we know he wasn't bribed from the Germans to, hey, you bring this ship over here, we'll bring you blah.
True, but you would think there would be some type of sighting of it, or some type of German record from the Imperial German Navy, of such incidences.
Why
You know
would
what I
they
mean?
record? Oh yeah, we took this ship from the U.S.
Do you know who you're talking about? You're talking about the Germans. You know what the Germans are really good at doing? Documenting a lot of things and burning it at the last minute.
Yeah.
World War II.
How do we know they didn't just burn the evidence?
Well, when the German Empire fell, they didn't really, there was no burning of evidence. It was more or less a change of political power. No, World War II, different story. They were trying to hide things. But
Exactly. So how do
that's
we
good.
know they didn't just hide it or
But
burn it?
let's see, but even then,
Possible.
if that's the case, where would they put the ship at? Will they just sink it?
That too.
Dismantle it?
Plus 10,000 tons of magnesium ore doesn't just go missing like that.
No, you
That's a lot of
use it.
ore. True, but at this point in the war, the Germans didn't really have much supplies to do such things.
True.
I'm just saying, it's not out of the realm of possibility, but at the same time, there's not a lot of evidence supporting it. But we don't know. The disappearance is still, well, a disappearance and unsolved, obviously, which is why it's on my list.
Yeah, yeah.
But
That's definitely fishy.
it is.
See what I did there?
I'm gonna shove my boot up your ass. I hate you. Uh, shall I move on to the next one?
Do it.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, the Ketty Cabin murders.
Oh boy.
What are these?
Yep. In the heart of Northern California's Sierra Nevada Rested at a small rural community lies the resort town of Ketty. That's where you get what I'm trying to paint in the picture here. It was once a peaceful retreat. Ketty became the site of one of the most disturbing and mysterious unsolved crimes in American history. The Ketty Cabin murders have haunted locals and true crime followers since 1981. A chilling case involving multiple victims, a botched investigation, and decades of unanswered questions. So, we'll go into the background. Obviously, the location, Ketty, California, small rustic town in the Plumas County, right? Meaning, small community, everybody knows each other, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably how it is up there towards you, right, Zach? Everybody knows each other.
Pretty
Everybody
much.
knows everything, right?
Including
So,
names.
Yeah, there is no secrets around here.
Yeah, exactly.
the area, well, the cabin number being cabin 28 was part of a rundown resort area with cabins rented to low-income families. So, cheap, affordable cabins. The victims of this such case was the Sharp family, originally from Connecticut, had moved to Ketty seeking a fresh start. But let me introduce you to the family. Glenna Sue Sharp, 36, was recently separated from her husband, raising 5 children on her own. Right? Her oldest being John Sharp, and then Sheila Sharp, who was 14, who was away during the murders at the time, so she wasn't present when that happened. And then her 12-year-old daughter, Tina Sharp, who was later then abducted. And then Rick and Greg, who were 10 and 5 years old, who were the younger sons, survived the night asleep in the same cabin. Kind of spooky, right?
Yeah.
Kinda.
So the timeline of the crime was April 11th to April 12th, 1981. On the evening of April 11th, Stu was home at cabin 28 with her children, John and his friend Dana Wingate, 17, were last seen hitchhiking that evening. At night, unknown intruders entered the cabin. The attack was brutal and prolonged from, I'm guessing, the displays on the body. I couldn't really get too much detail on it. I tried finding, but I was also busy doing my homework, so college
Nerd.
things.
Wimp.
Fuck you. But
I
on the
like how we
morning of
both
April
had the same idea.
On the morning of April 12th, Sheila Sharp returned home from a friend's and discovered the horrifying scene, which there is a detailed thing of the crime scene. So inside cabin 28, Sue Sharp, John Sharp, and Dana Wingate were found bludgeoned, stabbed, and bound with electrical tape and cords. Sue was partially undressed, gagged, and covered with a blanket. She had injuries suggesting that she fought back. Right. Tina Sharp, 12 years old, was still missing. Rick, Greg, and a friend, Justin Smart, slept through the murders in another room, which is weird.
Yeah, I always
How
find
the
that weird.
fuck do you sleep through that? It was an extreme violent and personal crime. Blood was everywhere, on the walls, ceilings, and even the furniture, which, there's a lot of blood like that, and there was definitely fighting back. How the hell did these kids sleep through that?
You'd be
That's the real
surprised.
question. True, because I slept through a lot worse when Catherine slaps me when I'm fucking snoring my ass off. But let's go into the investigation, right? So the Plumas County Sheriff's Office handled the case poorly, according to later reports. Some of the early problems were no evidence of forced entry. Crime scene was contaminated quickly. People entered and left before it was secured. Interviews were not properly documented. Suspects were overlooked or dismissed. The missing person becomes homicide. Tina Sharp's remains were found 3 years later, in 1984, 30 miles away in Butte County, after an anonymous tip. Her skull and bones were scattered, and the discovery deepened the mystery. But let's go into our main suspects, yeah?
Yeah, why not?
Two key figures have remained central. Martin Smart. That's his name, Martin Smart. Neighbor and father of Justin, who slept in the cabin, allegedly, and allegedly had issues with Sue Sharp and had been in a rocky marriage. He and his friend Bo, or Bobette, a possible ex-con, were seen that night. Martin also wrote a letter to his wife admitting hatred for Sue, and he even told a therapist he may have killed her. Okay, definitely suspect.
Yeah.
Now let's go into Bo Beto. Real name, John Bo Beto. Allegedly had criminal ties and posed as Martin's friend from Reno. Disappeared soon after the murders. Neither of the man was ever arrested. Both are now deceased. So him and John are no longer living, obviously. But those are like the two biggest suspects because they have some type of tie to it. They're the only suspects because, again, this case was handled poorly by the sheriff's department. But here's some of the theories and speculations. First one would be personal motive, possibly jealousy over or revenge involving Sue's relationship with Martin. Possible drug related. Anna and John were involved in something that provoked retaliation. For example, like drug selling, drug running.
Yeah.
But there's also the possibility of a cover-up. Former investigators believe law enforcement protected the suspects from being prosecuted. And then the multiple perpetrators, due to the sheer violence and number of victims, many believe more than one attacker was involved, which would line up that Martin and John were definitely involved with it because it's both of them acting the act. But I will give you this. In recent developments in 2013, the case was reopened with new forensic analysis and witness statements. In 2016, a hammer matching the murder weapon was found in a nearby pond. DNA evidence was recovered and continues to be tested. Investigators believe the killers were known to the family and that but hasn't been solved yet. And it's been since 2013. So, God only knows when it will be solved. But current status of it, as of 2025, the Kitty Cabin murders remain officially unsolved. The case is still open with new leads and evidence under review. And the Plumas County Sheriff's Office and amateur sleuths continue to seek justice for the victims that were involved in the incidents. But I'm going to end this with my closing thought, and that is that the Kitty Cabin murders are more than a cold case. They're a tragic tale of lives cut short, a failed investigation, a family shattered. With renewed interest in modern forensic tools, there is still hope that justice might be served. Until then, Cabin 28 stands as a grim reminder of the secrets that still haunt Ketty, which is in Plumas County.
Yeah.
But the real question is, what do you guys think?
I definitely feel like the ones that were quote unquote sleeping through the cabin, through the murders, had something to do with it. Simply because of the fact you said that it was brutal and gruesome. There was blood all over the walls. There's no way someone doesn't go through that without screaming their head off.
That and the fact, not unless they were drugged and they stayed asleep. But even then, that's
I mean, to be fair, you can also explain about them not screaming if they immediately busted in and gagged everybody.
It's either that or they automatically went straight for the head, knocked them out, gagged them,
Yeah.
did what they want to them. It's a possibility. But at the same time, you'd think you would hear that, especially with how violent the crime scene was. That's a lot of moving.
Let's see.
And
Yeah.
Let's see. And I was gonna mention this.
yes.
Like when you mentioned that like that the crime scene wasn't like detained like quick enough and people
Yes.
got it. That reminded me of the very first case I ever did, which
Mhm.
was the John Benet Ramsey case.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
a
someone
lot of
could have tampered
cases,
with it. No one would ever know.
Yeah.
a lot of cases back then, sometimes the crime scene wasn't fully secured yet, and then you had people going through and contaminating the evidence, which is why procedures for law enforcement involving a murder or kidnapping are a lot more procedural and, well doctrine now compared to the times of, the 70s, 80s, and even up to the early 90s, what I mean?
Yeah.
Because cases like these and John Bonet, it just all, yeah. But
Yeah, thankfully things have gotten a lot better because, like, I had a
yeah.
buddy of mine who worked for forensic cleaning, and everything's documented. Every
Yep.
single item, like when you got there, when you left, how long you were there for, what you did while you were there. Everything is on paper.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
But
Keeps stuff like that from happening again.
yeah, I definitely think John and Bill have some involvement because, as said earlier, what John said to his therapist, I definitely think he was involved in some type of way. Now, whether he swayed the kids to keep us stay asleep, or what, we don't know.
Or even
Not,
persuaded them to keep their mouth shut.
or he could even drug them because, as you said, as I said, stand corrected, my fault. That there was possible drug use or drug involvement, and it could
Yeah.
have been a retaliation of making sure Sue stayed quiet about what she could have saw. No one knows, you know. But I definitely think the kids were either drugged or they had some type of involvement.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I mean, it could be okay. Outlandish new theory right now. Alright.
Oh, God.
What if the kids were actually the masterminds behind this?
That would be very scary. That'd be some Children of the Corn type shit.
Because because we can all agree that this is the weirdest part. How did the kids not hear it?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
What if they pretty much they were in charge of what happened? They
It's a
somehow
possibility.
told their parents.
Mm-hmm.
They hired somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and so since the kids they were inside the house, they know the inside outs. I won't
Mm-hmm.
say they I'm not saying they it's like a fake heist level setup, but
No, but you have a point.
they at
Yeah.
least know the overall setup of the what was it,
Of,
a cabin?
yeah.
Yeah, so why
Yeah.
way they know they can essentially just tell the parents. Because
Yeah.
they got the overall thing is that I believe the kids and the parents, they were all in on this, and so I
Yeah.
believe the kids told the parents about the layout of the place,
Mm-hmm.
and they went from there. They hired somebody.
Possibly.
They broke in. Well, sorry, not broke in because there was no forced entry, but
No.
you still get my
I feel
point.
like the kids left the door unlocked. But you also
Yeah,
gotta think it's the 80s. Everybody left their door unlocked.
yeah, and then
So,
next thing you know, killed, and then the killer is let's see, Jeffrey
John Wayne
Dahmer
Gacy's,
and all
John
that.
Wayne Gacy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah,
But
I definitely I don't understand it. All the kids and the parents
are
were
involved.
connected.
Oh, yeah. Not that. But it's still unsolved. Maybe it'll get solved in the next 10, 20 years. We won't know.
Who knows?
Still a mystery. But I know
Yeah,
Zach
I
thinks
don't know.
the parents have some type of involvement, and the kids definitely, there has to be some type of amount of involvement. But no one
There
really
has to
knows.
be something. There's just no way someone can sleep through an entire
Scuffle.
murder.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
like the weirdest part. Like to be fair, everything else, like I mean, yeah, it's fucked up to say, but it's normal. Like for like this kind of case, just like that one little piece of information.
Yeah. But I got another murder mystery.
But actually, hold
Oh
on, real
boy.
quick. I do want to mention this before and
Yes.
we figure to your final one.
Mhm.
I do want to mention like when you also said like like there was like no forced entries. It
Yeah.
also made me think that it was somehow one of the family members.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Ooh.
Because okay, going back to the John Benet Ramsey case I did. Do you guys
Mhm.
remember when I told you that like there was like
There's
no
no
footprints
forced entry.
outside? Yeah, there was no
Yep.
forced
Yep.
entry, and so the main
Yep.
suspects was the family members. What
Mhm.
if what if this was a similar situation?
It's a possibility. We don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's gonna remain a mystery until it's solved. But
I mean,
God only
I
knows
hope
how
so.
long
That
that
is
takes.
that is that
Yeah.
is how unsolved mysteries become solved.
Okay, buddy. You can calm down. You want to talk about the long lost colony of what? Croatoan?
Nook.
Roanoke. They still hasn't been solved, and it's been over hundreds of years.
Okay,
So
okay. To be fair, that happened over like 400 years ago,
yeah,
essentially.
exactly.
This
Think it would have been
happened
solved by now, huh?
like what 40, 50 years ago.
Roughly like 40. Roughly.
There's a huge gap between the two.
Okay.
Nah.
All right. We're
Anyway,
going a little local to this.
Uh.
So, on a warm summer day in 1927, two children and their dog wandered into the woods on Brush Mountain, just outside of
oh
Altoona,
wow,
Pennsylvania.
this is very local.
Oh God.
Yeah, Brush Mountain, just outside of Altoona, Pennsylvania. They were hunting for huckleberries, but instead they stumbled across something more chilling: a hidden mound of rocks, a foul smell, and beneath the stones a skeleton. The remains were never identified, though. No one was ever arrested, but nearly a century later, the mystery still haunts the region, and the story behind the so-called Brush Mountain Mystery Grave may be darker than anyone first believed. Oh God, sorry. I burp. So, the discovery. It was August 3rd, 1927, in the quiet hills outside of Altoona. Bernard and Catherine Lukehart, two young siblings from Juniata Gap, set out to pick huckleberries along with their trusty dog Jack. The terrain of Brush Mountain was rugged and remote, a place where stories of hermits, hunters, and outlaws still lingered in the valley. While climbing, Jack began barking, frantically digging at a pile of rocks, oddly arranged like a crude dome. Right? The kids approached, wrinkling their noses at a foul, rotting stench rising beneath the stone. So, decaying body. Alrighty. Cool. When they pulled the rocks back, they discovered a human skeleton curled into the fetal position. There were boots still on the feet and a few personal items nearby: a pocket watch, a straight razor, comb, and most notably, a 32 with spent shell. The Lukehart children raced home. The Blair County authorities were notified, and a mystery was officially underway due to the fact, oh, dead guy found underneath a pile of rocks had these belongings, had a 32 caliber revolver, one spent shell, two live rounds. Kind of weird, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, the crime scene. Obviously, the body, now just bones, had clearly been there for years. Initial analysis placed the time of death anywhere between 7 to 15 years prior. The most shocking detail: the skull showed a small caliber bullet wound to the left temple. The revolver next to the body still held 2 live rounds, suggesting one had been fired, but it was unclear whether the shot had came from that weapon due to the fact ballistic technology wasn't really a big thing back then, Despite the apparent headshot, investigators could not immediately rule out suicide, but the circumstances didn't quite add up. Why had the body been so carefully hidden, covered by a mound of rocks in a remote area? So kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna kill yourself, why do that? You know what I mean? I'd just shoot myself in the middle of the woods. Who cares? I'm not gonna put myself in a rock mound. It's kind of weird. Why would someone preparing to end their life take the time to build a makeshift grave? That too, as I just said. And more strangely, the personal items, especially the pocket watch, were cheap and unremarkable, nothing to indicate identity. So kind of hard to tell who it was. The theory of a murder quickly. A murdered drifter quickly took shape, yet no missing person reports seem to match the victim. But there's a possible identity, and his name is Albert Menser. And Menser was a traveling man who had gone missing in 1907, reportedly on his way to Altoona to withdraw money from a bank. A local jeweler even claimed Menser had left a high-end gold watch with him for repairs, never to return. But here's the catch. The watch found with the body was not gold, and clearly not expensive. Authorities quickly rolled out a match. Still, some wondered, had Menser met foul play on that very mountain? Had the killer taken the gold watch and left the decoy? We may never know, right? And then here comes the weird part. The skeleton was put on display. In a desperate attempt to identify the remains, the skull and bones were placed on public display at a local funeral home. Hundreds of
What the
locals came to see the Brush Mountain skeleton. A bizarre and just weird moment in Altoona's history. Despite the morbid curiosity, no one recognized her remains, and no relatives ever came forward with no leads. The case went cold. Eventually, the skeleton was laid to rest in an unmarked grave, and the story faded from newspapers, but not from local memory. But here are some of the theories and speculations and even the legacy of the Brush Mountain skeleton. In the decades that followed, folklore grew around the Brush Mountain grave. Some believed it was a suicide, a lonely man with nothing to live for choosing the mountain as his final resting place. Others claimed it was a frontier-style execution, maybe a robbery gone wrong, or a betrayal among friends in the woods. And then there was whispers of something darker. A murder carefully concealed, the killer returning to a pile stones over the body, not to show mercy, but to hide the crime. What we do know is this. The bullet wound indicates intentional violence, obviously. I mean, unless you guys want to put a bullet hole in yourself, then, and not do intentional violence, then something's wrong. Right?
No.
The careful burial suggests conscious concealment. And after nearly 100 years, no name has ever been connected to that skeleton beneath the stones. But I have no clue who the hell it is. And what do you guys think?
Alright. Let's see, Zach, you first.
Yep,
I'm actually at a loss.
I know. Because if it was a guy killing himself, right? Why go out of his way to build his own self a rock tomb in the middle of a forest on a mountain?
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
Well, I mean, it's not completely uncommon because, I've met people that actually, yeah, matter of fact, my girlfriend's grandparents actually just went and picked out their headstone.
Oh.
And it's not uncommon for someone to choose how they want to be displayed in their final days.
True. But
It's
this
like
was
it's like
more.
suicide notes. I mean, why do people write suicide notes? Because they
Yeah,
want to answer questions that people are gonna have.
but I'm not gonna get out of my way and build a fucking rock tomb around myself. If I'm just gonna go kill myself, I'm not
Yeah.
doing that.
No, usually when people do things like that, like build their own casket, is because they know it's going to come eventually. Not, yeah, I'm just gonna go do this and then end it all.
True. You never know.
I don't know.
I think it might have been a robbery gone wrong, and maybe that very poor pocket watch that was left at the scene of crime was just the robber's old pocket watch that he traded off the guy.
Yeah.
And there was no identification papers, no ID, no license, no wallet, which is kind of weird
Yeah,
because
but
it is
usually
1927.
when there's like a robbery gone wrong, that people don't take the time to strip the body of any type of identification.
Well, you also got to think it is in the middle of Brush Mountain. Ain't no one hearing your ass.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like you're in the city. You're in the mountain.
Yeah,
You're in the woods.
you
No one's
probably
hearing you
have
for
time.
miles. Yep. And if it's on like a main avenue of approach, meaning a road, I can easily drag the body off the road, cover up any blood stains or blood marks on the road.
I'm glad you've thought this through.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because it's 1927. Paved roads weren't really a thing unless you were in the city. But
Listen,
even then, it
okay.
was brick roads.
I
So, like,
hold on. I do also
yes.
want to mention, let's see, a big thing. I always have gone to Bush Mountain my whole life. My
Mm-hmm.
grandfather was a member, so
Mm-hmm.
my family was actually always allowed up there. So
Mm-hmm.
I know that place inside and out. The last time I was
Yep.
up there were no paved roads. It was all
Yep.
rocks.
Exactly. So, you think since you've been up there a lot, Aaron, you probably would know how easy to hide evidence.
Yeah, like okay, I'll say I don't know how it looked like in like the 1920s, but
Yeah.
if like I remember like how it looks now, like
Uh-huh.
there's actually like a path in the woods
Mm.
that you can go to. I remember
Yeah.
like literally like it like there was like a pond that you can fish,
Mm-hmm.
and like around the
Yeah, we went
pond,
up there for your graduation thing.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not to piss you guys off.
Uh-oh.
But the thing is, I haven't gone there in a couple of years because
Yeah.
COVID.
Yep.
And plus on
But
top of that, my grandfather died in like I think
yeah.
2016, 2017.
Well, your
So
graduation thing was in 21.
yeah, they allowed us to because my grandfather, he was
Long
actually a
time
great
member.
member. So and the only way to enter it like normally you have to buy a membership.
Yeah. So
So yeah,
yeah, I definitely think it might have been a robbery gone wrong, or maybe some guy just had a fucking feud with this guy and just murdered his ass and took his belongings and his identity. But other than that, like it's kind of weird, you know?
yeah,
That's kind of what I'm thinking. It's just a scuffle that ended badly.
Yeah.
Because actually, not that long ago, um, there was an issue in town where
Hmm.
these two guys were arguing in a parking lot,
Hmm.
and the guy stormed off, got in his truck, and just gunned it on the gas, and he ended up hitting someone,
oh
and
Oh
the guy
boy.
ended up dying.
my god,
Yep. So I mean, the 1920s. I mean,
Yeah. Plus the
that's
fact
on the
that
brink of the Wild West or the end of the Wild West. So it really not all that far
how
out to just kill him and leave.
not only that, you also got to think about the time that they estimated how long ago it was when he passed. So anywhere between 7 to 15 years ago, right? So 1920. And then there's also the possibility of what, 19. Hold on, I'm doing the math in my head. Give me a second.
1905.
Yeah. So from the time period of 1905 to like 1920, God only knows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
'Cause
not.
that's,
It's not entirely impossible.
no. And you also got to think, at the time investigating murders, there wasn't a lot of technology available.
Not a lot. There was none.
Yeah, like DNA evidence, ballistic testing.
How do you think Jack the Ripper got away with it for so long?
Yeah, until recently, I think.
Yeah, they actually found the real guy.
Funny. Well, okay, not found him because he's dead, but
No, but they
um,
found his identity.
yeah, they found his identity. But yeah, no, I definitely think it was probably a murder or a robbery, and that's what happened. But you also got to think how long the body was there, all the evidence of even like a scuffle in the woods would have already been like well gone by then, because well, you got to think about the amount of seasons that area goes through in a 7 to 15 year time, you know. So I say
Yeah.
this is unsolved, and if they do solve it, which I doubt it, because I'm pretty sure the case is closed and never is going to get opened again. Not unless they decide to do DNA testing on the skeleton. But even then, no one knows.
Yeah.
It's a mystery. But so you guys are probably thinking the same thing I'm thinking, which is murder.
Yeah, I say
Yeah.
photo.
Yeah, I say so
I
too.
mean, you even said that there's a rumor that it may have just been, a chance to hide the body with rocks, but who
Hmm.
waits 15 years to do that?
Well,
Yeah.
when the kids found the body, the rocks were already over the body. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You know.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I misheard
So
you.
yeah, no, when the kids found it, they found the body and like entombed in like a rock like dome.
Yeah, the chances of that being suicide then are like pretty slim.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Because why would I build a rock dome just to kill myself in it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Doesn't
not to
really add up.
mention, where was he shot again?
The temple,
In the temple.
left temple.
Okay, well,
It's
there's
not
no way of
out of
knowing if he was left-handed or not.
no, because we don't know who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the issue. No identity, no way to tell. So
You,
I
you
wish
know.
we would have kept dental records a lot sooner than we did. Because
yeah,
that'd be
because
the only way
dental
to actually
records.
tell who it was is through dental records because of the fact, well, all that's left
Yeah.
is the teeth.
Well, you also got to think early 1900s, no dental records. That wasn't really a
No
thing until
dental.
after that
Yeah.
too. Wasn't really a thing until after like World War One, I think.
I think.
Well, no. Well, okay, maybe.
Yeah,
Because I was about to say, oh, well, in World War II, Germans pulled gold teeth, but
that's World War
that
Two.
was dental surgery.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
God only knows. I think it's a murder or
Oh yeah.
robbery.
It's
That's what I'm
definitely a
thinking.
murder.
Yeah.
Robbery that went wrong. Some guy tried to cover up the evidence, and now this guy's probably off scot free.
Yeah. But I mean,
Probably he did.
dead.
It's been 100+ years.
Well, close to 100 years.
What time did they find him?
1927.
98. Yeah, he got away with it.
Yeah. No,
Actually, no, it's been over 120, 110 years since it actually happened almost.
yeah, true. But I meant with the
'Cause-
discovery, 100. So 100 to 120 years, roughly. So
No, 110.
110. You know what I meant.
Uh,
You know what I meant.
Yeah,
So,
no, like yeah, I just realized
Maybe.
that's kind of funny.
What?
Let's see, I actually have a case for mine where there was actually a group of kids actually stumbled upon a dead body.
Oh no. Was it in Brush
it's the
Mountain?
same one.
I hope not.
Yep, I gotta change it now. No, I will say mine took place during World War II.
Okay, good.
I
What?
think I know what that body may have been.
Uh-oh.
It's a pretty popular, case.
Can you tell the name? Just
I mean, let's say I can, or do we just save it for the next episode?
I say save it.
I don't like surprises.
Alright. The case is Hoopa Bella and the Witch Elm.
The what?
Never heard of it.
Never
No,
heard of it either.
well,
So
I'll just say, pretty much there was a body that was found in a tree, and no one knows who it is.
oh, that's always lovely.
Yeah, I go much more in detail next time.
But yeah. Me have to get sleep because I have school.
And I got a house to view on Friday.
Oh,
I don't have to do
great.
not
anything.
tomorrow.
Must
Lazy
be nice.
fuck.
Alright, but anyway, alright, Zach, you first.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Ethan,
Just get out so I can go to sleep.
He was nice this time.
he's
That's kind of rude about it.
lying.
He's
Yeah, fuck you.
changing.
Eat
Zach,
my
we
ass.
did it.
Get
We
the fuck out.
changed him.
No,
Nope, get out.
we 2 steps backwards.
Oh,
Yep,
you know what?
fuck all you. Get out.
We
You
tried.
know what? Yeah, Zach, we tried. Next time.
It's the
Indeed.
thought that counts.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, with that, the Gamers Tavern is now closed. See ya.
Uh,
Bye-bye.